Okay, here we go. All the way down to your mat. And you're going to take the flat band. I use a pretty long band so it doesn't snap. No, my long legs, the person got the band. My long legs, that's a joke. Okay. Okay, ha ha ha. Okay, so I put the band behind my toes. I'm in my Pilates V. I'm hold it pretty close towards my feet, so I have a lot of resistance on that band. I'm going to slowly tuck my tail. Shoulders are melting. Take it all the way down and draw your knees in towards your chest. Your elbows are on the floor. Your tail is heavy and long. Press out those legs so they're straight inner thighs. Activate and then come back in. Make sure the knees don't come in too far. It will take your butt with you. And then we bring it in. Here's the breath. Inhale out, exhale in. Out for 2, in for 2. So I'm in my neutral spine, right? But I want you, as we continue on, to start to feel in each exhalation that rib cage sinking deeper and your back getting heavier onto the floor. Now I'm going to hold this one out. I'm going to flex my heels, point my toes, and come back in. I press out. I flex. I point. I come back in. Inhale, flex, point, exhale. Shh. The neck is relaxed. The back of the head is gently pressing into the floor. Feel the length out of those hips as you press out. Feel the belly scooping to come back in. Just 2 more. Flex, point, and come in. And last one. And now bring the legs straight up. Arms come straight up. Slide the hands down till they're equal to the hips. We're going to pump the 100. Keep the legs reaching nice and long. Arms are long. You choose head up or head down. And we start to pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Shh. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Think of squeezing lemons in those armpits. Stay out of the shoulders. It's pumping from your back muscles. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the lips. We try for 5 counts, but if we find ourselves holding our breath, maybe only go to 4 on the inhale. I believe we have 4 more left. If you need to reset, hug those knees in, that's fine. We've got 2 more. Stay strong in the legs, strong in the arms, strong in the core. And last one, inhaling and exhaling. Head goes down. I'm going to make an X with my band, and I'm going to take my hands higher up. I'm going to pull my elbows down to the sides of my mat so they're wider, and then come back up. And I'm going to pull it down for 2 and lift up for 2. As soon as I start to pull down, I feel my core activating, pulling that navel in and zipping it up. Just natural breath here. I'm squeezing those back muscles. No yuckiness to my neck. I pull it down and I return. I'm going to do 2 more and return. And 1 more and return. I'm going to slowly drop these legs down. And you'll notice as you go down, your back is not as heavy anymore, and that's okay. I know I have space between my back and the mat right now, and that's okay. I'm going to flex my heels in that Pilates stance. I'm going to nod my chin to my chest. Now make sure that your heels are driving forward, and I'm going to slowly come up. And as I come up, my elbows are going to pull back. Check in with your shoulders, make sure they're not creeping up. I'll start to retrace my steps. As I come back, I start to lengthen my arms straight. I'm coming back, my shoulders are melted. I'm all the way down. I'm going to slide my thumbs along the sides of my body, bend my elbows, and then straighten them back out. Nod my chin to my chest, find my lower back. Inhale to exhale. When my band starts to get loose, I drive my elbows back, my palms are turned in. I start to come back first, Then I start to lengthen my arms. The band's getting tighter again. Melt the shoulders, tuck your tail, articulate the spine the best you can. Thumbs go towards the armpits, elbows out wide, and I return my arms straight. Nod the chin to your chest. Inhale to exhale. Drive the elbows back. Inhale, start to come back. I'm picking up my pace. Exhale. Pull the thumbs towards the armpits. Straighten the arms. Chin to chest, eyes to navel. Inhale. Flex those heels. Press the back of those legs down. Bend your elbows. Now keep the elbows there and stack your spine up. Flex those heels again and point those toes. Sit taller. Open up your chest. Get the shoulders back more. Yep. And we flex. And we point. And we flex. And we point. Two more. And flex. And point. One more. Flex. And point. Uncrisscross that band. Take your left foot out. I'm going to pull my elbows back again. I'm going to bend my right knee, and that's going to give me the capability, the ability to take my elbows down and draw that knee in. So open up your chest, pull that navel in and up, and I'm going to press out and in. I'm going to squeeze my seat. Now, if you prefer to sit a different way, to lie on your back, to put a ball behind you, do what's going to work for you. But I want you to feel your glute firing as you go out and the navel pulling in. Now I'm going to hold this leg out there, and I'm going to bring it up and then lower and hover. Up and down. If we go up too high, it's going to change our backs. I want my back to stay still, so I choose carefully how high to bring that leg up. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And 3, my opposite leg is pressing into the floor. And 2. And 1. Bring yourself back up. Put the other foot in. Pull the elbows back. Start to tilt back. Bend the knee in. Open the chest. And I press that leg out for 2 and in. Out and in. That straight leg is pressing down into the floor. Chest is open. Core engaged. Inhale out. Exhale in. 3 and 2. Hold it here. We're going to exhale up. Inhale down. Pressing from the back of the leg to push back down, lifting up from the belly. Take your time. Feel the movement. Make sure those shoulders are down the back. And 3. 2 more. And 2. 1 more. And 1. And we'll sit back up. Take the band off the foot. And I'm going to take it against the center of my thigh. I'm going to bend my knees. Then I'm going to lie back. My arms are going to stay straight. And I'm going to draw my knees through the band. I feel that resistance. My back is heavy. I'll tap my toes down. I'll drive through the band. Tap the toes down. Now you're going to notice when you drive these knees in, your back is heavy. Keep it that way as you tap your toes. I exhale as the knees come forward. Inhale, just the toes. If you want, eyes to navel and crunch up and then tap it down. And crunch up and tap it down. Now, if you are choosing to lift your head, make sure you're not dragging it off the floor. It's chin to chest, eyes to navel. Holding lemons in those armpits for 4. I exhale as my knees come up. 3. Give me 2 more. Here's 2. 1 more. Hold it here and slowly zip these legs straight up. Now my right leg is going to go away from the band. My left leg stays pressing in. Bring it up. Now my right leg presses into my band. My left leg reaches long and bring it up. Press into the band. Press into the band. Shh. Inhale up. Exhale, press. Legs are straight, head up or head down. Feel that resistance, feel the core working as you press against the band. We'll finish with one more. And then bend it in, take that band on top of the shins and pull the knees towards you. If your neck feels strained, look to one side of the room and then the other. Good. And we'll rock ourselves back up. We're going to take the band behind our toes again. I'm going to add some arms with this. If the arms aren't for you, don't do them. So I'll start without the arms included, and then I'll add them in. So I'm going to lie back down. I'm going to bend my knees in. So I'm going to slide my hands. Now, if you think you're going to be pressing the band behind you like this, you want to walk your hands further down to the ends, not close to your feet. Okay? But you still want resistance when your knees are bent. So you can keep your head down, or you can nod your chin to your chest. I'm going to keep my elbows down for now. And I'm going to press out, 2, 3, and come in. As I press out, my butt fires, my inner thighs fire, my core fires. We're going to go to an inhale, 2, 3. Now, if you're going to do the arms, I'm going to press out, 2, 3. Bend the elbows, bend the legs. Shoulder issues, choose wisely if this move is for you. I'm going to inhale. I'm still squeezing those armpit muscles. Exhale, come back in. Just 2 more. One more. And release. Zip those legs straight up. I'm going to walk my hands further up and then pull my elbows down. You can choose to have a turn out, your Pilates V, or legs in parallel. Head down or head up, but nothing in between. And we're going to lower, 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 zip it up. The breath. Inhale. Press in that band, exhale up. Lower, 2, 3, and lift. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to add on to this. I'm going to come down, 2, 3, bend the knees in and zip up. I'll lower, 1, 2, 3, bend the knees in, zip it up. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale. Now I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to bend my knees, press it out, and bring it up, up, up. Bend my knees. Push from the tush, up from the belly, and in. Inhale. 2 more. Inhale, press out, squeeze the bum. Exhale, up, up, up. Bend those knees. Press out, hold, hold, hold. Lift it up. Put your head down. Bend your knees in. If your neck needs that little break, look to one side of the room. Look to the other side of the room. Good. And come back to center, knees in parallel. I want you to take your left foot out and put both ends into that right hand. So the right foot has the band and both ends with my right hand. I'm going to take my left hand behind my head and I'm going to press that left leg out to a diagonal. If that doesn't feel good to your back, aim higher, please. I'll lift up my head and I'm going to take my left shoulder across to that right. When I come back to center, I'm going to push that right leg out and my left leg comes in. Now bend the left leg, push out the left, rotate the shoulder, not the elbow. Press it back out. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. Another variation, I can have my left foot on the floor and I can just push out with this leg and twist. So that'll be a little bit easier on your back if you need that modification. Otherwise, one leg is in, other leg is out. Give me 2 more, please. Inhale, 2 exhale, and 1 more. Hold it right here, and we're going to pulse it up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Leg up, one end in each hand. Put the left foot in, take the right foot out. Put both ends into your left hand. The band's behind your left toes. Bend that knee in, put the elbow down. My other foot's on the floor. It can stay on the floor if it needs to. The right hand goes behind the head. I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to twist the opposite elbow, my right elbow, towards my left leg, and my right leg is going to push out straight. I switch, come back to center. You can put your head down. I'm hovering mine, or coming to center. Rotate, exhale, inhale. I want that back to stay heavy even when we're twisting. I don't twist my whole body. I'm wringing water out of that rib cage. Make sure if you need to modify, that right foot stays down. I can take my head up. I can even take my head down and bring it back up. So play with it. What's going to work for you? Exhale. Make sure the elbow is not coming around and hugging your head. Keep it open. Just two more. Exhale. Inhale. Hold this one here. Up a little higher. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Put that leg up. Both feet come inside the band. And I'm going to take my feet as wide as my frame. Don't have the band too tight, so don't grab up too high. I'm just going to grab as far as my arms can reach and pull down. And I want you just to press your legs. Now, choose wisely. Don't go nuts and be like, yeah, I'm going to go way out here. But I want you to have a little bit of pressure, flex your feet, and come back in. And remember, if you go too crazy, your hip's going to tell you. And we don't want to hear anything from the hip. The hip's got to be quiet. The back is heavy. The back of my head is gently pressing into the floor. My wrists are straight. My elbows are down. But boy, can I feel body parts working. The right ones, I hope. It's the outer thigh, outer hip, glute, and of course the core. If you need to make it more loose, right, slide your hand further down, depending on how tight your band is. But try to have the legs directly over the hips and as straight as they can get. And we go for 4. The core has to be involved here. And 3, 2, and 1. Straighten your arms, sit up. Legs are going to stay straight. All right, so my legs are almost as wide as my mat. And I'm going to make an X with my band. Arms are parallel to the floor. Now, if you can't sit up tall with your legs like this, bend, because I need you to be up tall. Ear, shoulder, hip in a straight line, and the arms parallel to the floor, and the shoulders connected to your back. Okay? We're going to take those thumbs in the armpits again, open the chest, squeeze the back muscles, and then return the breath. We're going to exhale on the pull, thumb to armpit, not to chest. Stretch long. So see if those arms can start parallel. Open the chest, squeeze the blades, come back home. Exhale slow. Inhale. Now I'm going to do a little different variation. So the arm that's closest to me, I'm going to pull and I'm going to follow it. I'm going to twist, but the other arm has to stay straight as it can. Unwind. Then the opposite arm, I'm going to twist, think of spiraling taller. Come back, good. So as soon as I said that, some of you came up even taller. I like that. Did you notice you did that? Inhale as you twist. Exhale, unwind. Grow taller, grow taller. No leaning back. If anything, feel like your chest is going to want to go through that door frame. Inhale. Exhale, finish to the rear. Inhale. To exhale and release those arms. Slide your hands down more. I want to be able to have my arms straight. So if I'm slouching at all, I got no room for my arms. Okay? So my palms face behind me. Think of just the upper back and neck rounding forward. So I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go into a little C curve as I push back. And then I come back up. So I didn't want you changing that lower back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Look into your navel. Watch it going back. Inhale up. Make sure those shoulders are down.
Feet are flexed. Bring it back up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You'll even feel the back of those arms working. Exhale. Now hold it here. Give me a little pulse back. Pulse. 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 4. Wrists are straight. 3, 2, 1. And bring it up. Take it off your feet. We still friends? Let's give those hip flexors a little bit of a break. And let's sit cross-legged if you can. If not, you go to a position that feels good. So once you take the band behind you, and I want you to sit on it. Try to sit on it as centered as you can. And I want you to take the band in your right hand, but hand it to your left hand. So my right hand's holding it up, but my left hand can come across. So left hand's holding the band. End result. Put your shawl on. And I'm going to take my free hand and press into my shin to zip me up taller, melt the shoulders down. So my elbow is going to stay where it is. I'm going to straighten the arm and then bend it. So yes, it's going to slide along my back a little bit. My free hand is going to help hold my spine taller. So my left arm, when it comes down, is reaching towards my right shoulder or towards the right side of my neck. And 4. Good. And 3. And 2. Hold this one up. Look straight ahead, neck in line with spine. Little pulses. Up. And 7. You're firing that tricep, so make sure you're squeezing it. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now assist it coming back down. Keep that same hand. I'm going to get a little bit tighter grip. Now I want you to pull the elbow into a diagonal. Press it up. Bend. Punch it back down. So think of drawing a sword, and the sword's down here, not your hip. Elbow high. Finish that diagonal. Whoop, I'm getting stuck. Bring it back down, and then stretch. So it's pull 1, 2, 3, come down. Elbow up, straighten the arm, bend. We okay with this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now inhale. That was our last one. And release. Okay, let that go. Now we're going to go to the other side. So my left hand is going to pick up that band and hand it. Now if you're crooked or not in the center, try to have that band centered. I'm going to reach over and grab onto that left side. Put my shawl on. Now don't get into a turtle position with your neck. Stay tall. Crown of the head is reaching high. I can feel, if you want, my arm right next to my head. And I'm going to zip my arm straight up and then bend. Holding on to my shin with my free hand and pushing into it is going to kind of give me a way to lengthen my spine a little bit more. When you bring that arm straight up, you're making a fist with that tricep. Don't move your elbow. Don't move your elbow. So you're sliding your elbow down. Keep the elbow in place. Yes, and then straighten it. There. So the elbow is just a hinge. Sit taller. Feel your core supporting that spine. It's not a chance to slouch. And we go 3 and 2. Hold this one up. Now, little pulses. You should not feel strain to your wrist. If you do, your wrist is flexing. That band is pulling it back. And 3 and 2. The other hand's going to help assist it coming back down. Okay. You choose how tight to make it on this one. I just come a little bit further down. I'm going to draw that sword. My elbow goes to a diagonal. Just straighten it out. Bend. Stretch it back down. Elbow pulls. Keep that arm continuing on that diagonal. I pull, straighten, bend, and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nothing else is moving. I'm trying to sit as tall as I can. 2 more. Elbow leads it into that diagonal. So it's pointing upward. Diagonal. Last one here. Good. Now, release that end. Take it out from underneath and put it to the base of your shoulder blade. I'm going to bend my knees. If you'd rather stay in that cross-legged position, feel free. So as I take my elbows back, I'm going to open my chest. Make sure your hair is not underneath that band. So I'm going to round as I press and then open the chest. Inhale. My eyes go to my navel, my chin goes towards my chest, and I'm pressing into that band. Yes, I'm pushing in and bringing it up. Just two more. Palms are facing down, elbows go wide. I want you to stay upright. I'm going to straighten my legs. If that's not for you, don't, because if you're going to start to slouch, then don't straighten them. We're just going to press out and return. I'm sitting tall. I'm not letting my chest change. So I'm not going to round it. I'm not going to let it arch. Nice and still. Think of the crown of the head, taller and taller, sits bones lighter and lighter. 4, open the chest, squeeze. 3, good, and 2, and 1. And let the elbows drop down to release those shoulders. Slide your legs out as wide as your mat. I'm going to do a variation of saw. So my elbows are bent for a second. I'm pinching with my thumb and second finger. Make sure you press your arms straight out. Your wrist isn't flexing. You want fingertips long and wrists straight. All right, so I'm going to push the back of those knees down. If my legs are straight, I'm going to push out. Now rotate towards me. Rotate. Now the front arm is going to press more into that band. The back arm feels like it got a little bit loose. Keep both sits bones heavy, and I'm looking to my backhand. I come up and bring my arms back out to a T. Rotate away from me. Nothing else goes with you. Press forward as you look back. Inhale up. Now keep going. Transition to the other side. Exhale. The front hand's got all the power. Inhale up. And as you press, exhaling into that band, that belly scoops in deeper. Inhale up. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Look back at your hand. Keep your hips heavy, please. Inhale, shoulders connected to your back. Exhale forward. Bring it back around. And then bring your elbows back in. Okay, I'm going to cross my ankles and see if you can come onto your knees. I'm going to rock forward. We've been sitting too long. You can always, though, stay seated if this is not cool for your knees. Okay? My legs are 1 fist width apart. My band is still behind me, base of my armpit. And I'm slightly pressing my hips a little forward. See how that brought me in a straight line here? And I feel these activating. Palms are up. We're going to press the band straight and come back in. Now I'm going to give you options. I always start at one level and I give you more choices. So as my arms come back in, I can sit. I press back up. Maybe that's not for your knees or your hips. That's just another variation. When you're coming down, it's not, right? It's control. Bring it back down. Good. Take it up. Take it back down. You always want to keep your ear, shoulder, and hip in that line, right? So if you have a mirror and you can see that, watch the mirror as you're going down. So don't lead with your bum, right? Now I'm going to come halfway up and work my quads more. Woo! This is going to release them a little bit. This is harder. Come back down. And I'm going to pick up my pace a little bit. And lift. Now I'm going to change it, draw my chin to my chest, and round. So now it's more about my belly with my quads. Whew! Can you feel it? I am working out with people, right? Anybody in the room? Okay. Hello. 2 more. Okay, we're there. Check, check. 1 more. Good. slide the hands down a little bit, come into a quadruped position. So I want you to keep pressure into that band, whether it's a little bit or a lot. It's going to be a lot more pressure if I have my hands closer to my body, a little bit less if my hands are further away. So you're picking it, how much you want to press in your band. Okay, from here, I'm going to take one leg back. Now you can choose to just have one leg back, and this is a modified plank position as well. I'll take my other leg back, and I'm going to keep pushing up into that band. I'm going to squeeze the lemons in my armpits. And hold. 8, 7, are you squeezing your bum? 6, are you tucking your tail? 5, are you breathing? 4, 3, 2, now I'm going to pike up just a little bit, otherwise the band's going to go nuts, and I'm going to come back down. Inhale, exhale. So my shoulders go a little bit away from my wrists. They stack back up. Just one more, please. Slow is better. And then come to your knees. I'm going to let go of that band, but keep it on you. I'm going to bring my hands behind me and just release those wrists. Oh, much better. Good. Come back into that quadruped position, please. And again, if this is too much for your wrists, ditch the band. You can do anything without the band. All right, so I'm going to take my hand closest to me, the front of the room, and I'm going to reach this arm and rotate, bring it back down. Then the other arm, nothing else is going to go with me. So it's another rotation. Golfers, it's good for you. It's good for everybody. But especially in golf, you really need to be able to have this rotation. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Did you ever watch anybody who's trying to golf and they are so tight in their spine? Did you ever watch them swing? It's like, whoa. Lift and come down. One more. And then keep that where it is and stretch back. It's like a hammock in that child's pose. Love it. Okay, sit back and onto your seat we go. So now we're going to do some bridges. So we're going to add some resistance for those hips and glutes to work through. Again, the band's optional. I'm going to hold it only as wide as my shoulders, and my arms will be straight, and I'm going to lie down and keep it against my thighs. My legs are 1 fist width apart. Sometimes I like to lift my hips up and put them back down just to make me feel like I'm more centered, I'm grounded, I'm imprinting into my mat. I shouldn't feel strained to my shoulders because I'm going to squeeze lemons in my armpits and reach those arms long. I'm going to be driving through this band. I'm going to tuck my pelvis. My butt comes up first. And as I'm coming up, I give a little pressure down with my arms. And I'm going to articulate and return back home. Now, be cautious. If you felt your hamstrings starting to talk to you a little bit, it's going to get cramped next time. It's telling you the glutes weren't working enough. So tuck the tail, fire those glutes, pull the belly in, lift up at the same time. You're pushing down, open the chest, and exhale, melt down. I'm going to count with 5s. Inhale up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Shh. Inhale. Shh. Now bring the band straight up. Instead of articulating, let's lift the bridge up as 1 unit. Up for 2, press through the band, and then lower for 2. The arms come straight up over the chest. And everything lifts, press through the band, everything lowers. Good. Everything lifts for 2. Everything lowers. Let's exhale on the way up. Shh. Inhale. Exhale. Hold your bridge, but bring the arms straight up over your chest. We're going to do little marches. The hips need to stay in a straight line. And let's march. Right leg, then left leg. And right
leg, shoulders heavy, yes? And if you need to get out of this, lower down and march with your back on the mat. But the shoulders should be heavy, belly in strong. Yep, in. Now I'm going to take my arms parallel to the floor and I'm going to drive my knee through my band as I march. You're welcome. More work, yes? And exhale. Shh. Don't go too fast. You shouldn't move fast in Pilates. Shh. Use the breath. Shh. Wrists are straight. Squeeze lemons in your armpits. Ha ha. Now hold this leg that's just lifting and give a little pulse. Pulse. Just the leg. Just that thigh into the band. Keep it in the band. And 3, and 2, and 1. Foot down, other knee comes up. Square off those hips. Now just pulse that leg into the band. 7, 6, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot down, arms up. Reach the arms all the way behind you. Give me an inhale, and on the exhale, articulate your spine. Take your time. Tuck that booty out of the way. Lengthen your legs out into a Pilates V as long and strong as we can get. And then slide the feet in. Bring the knees towards the chest and the arms will reach for your shins. And we're going to rock ourselves up. Did we survive that one? Of course we did. Okay, so we're going to lay on our stomachs. Take the band off to the side for a second. Our legs should be 1 fist width apart. If you have a lower back issue, take the legs wider. And I want you to slide your hands directly underneath your armpits. So no part of my arm should touch the mat. It's here. Your belly is still working, even though you're lying on it. So I'm going to make a house for a mouse. Pull that navel in. When my forehead rests on the mat, my neck is not exactly 100% in alignment with the rest of my spine. So I cue, roll a marble with your nose. I lengthen from the crown of my head. I press through my hands to lift my chest. My shoulders go down. My navel stays on the mat. And I return back home. Roll a marble. Inhale. Shoulders go down, down, down. Exhale. Pull your navel away from the mat. 2 more. Roll that marble. Inhale. Can you feel your shoulders going down? Which means those lemons are squeezed even more in those armpits. Bring it back down. And last one. We lift it up. And then we lower it. Now I'm going to take my band. And I'm going to put it behind my back. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know it's a long band to get behind you. I'm going to slide my hands along that band on each side until my hands are by these lower back pockets. I'm going to bring my legs together and my forehead is down. I'm going to let my elbows fall to the floor. See if your shoulders can also fall to the floor. So shoulders and elbows on the mat if possible. Now keeping the core engaged, I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to give these 3 little quick kicks. 1, 2, 3. As I straighten my legs, I'm going to reach my arms straight, tug on the band just a tiny bit, and then come back in with my arms, lower my head. Kick briskly 3 times. It's 1, 2, 3. Stretch. Look down at your mat. Don't hyperextend the neck. Now when you kick this time, focus on is the pelvis and the hips staying on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Shh. Feet heavy. Inhale, bend the arms and kick. 1, 2, 3. Shh. Flatten those feet out. Bend the elbows, kick. 1, 2, 3. Now hold it back here. Can you float your legs off the floor? Now I'm going to go out a little bit with my arms and legs and close. Out, in, out. It's tiny. Palms are facing the ceiling. And 4. Squeeze your butt. Pull the belly in. 3, 2, 1. And release. Let go of the band. Hands go to the mat. Slowly stretch back into that child's pose. Scoop the belly and round the back. Now take this as an opportunity to keep in your powerhouse. Relax the neck. Now give me a nice big inhale. Feel the rib cage expand. Exhale, close it up. Can you give me one more? Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Come back into quadruped position. Grab onto your band and lay it along your mat. Now I'm going to come onto my forearms. I'm going to go over my band. Now I'm always going to show modified first. So I'm going to keep the leg that's furthest away from me on the mat. So you'll be facing me. I'm going to have you turn towards me. So the leg that's closest to me, you're going to straighten that out. The leg that's straight, that arm is going to grab onto your band. And I'm going to rotate so I can face the front of the room and my elbow is up. Now, how would I make this harder? I would take that bent knee off and hold a side plank. I'm going to grab onto the end so I'm not going to hit myself in the face. I'm going to look down at that arm and I'm going to straighten this arm and then bend it. So remember, you either have your knee down or you have your legs scissored. My elbow acts like a hinge again. Now, if you want, you can lower the hips when you bend the arm and then straighten it back up. Shh. Shh. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Come back onto your forearms. I'm going to drop my hips, flatten my feet, push off my mat, and go into an extension. Shoulders should be down, hips pressed to the floor. Good. Okay. Modified plank, you would bend your knees and bring your hips up. A full plank, both knees off. Pick your poison and hold for 8 reps. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now the leg closest to me, that knee goes to the floor. The opposite leg is already straight back. The leg that's straight, that same hand is going to grab onto your band. I like to grab my end, and I'm going to rotate to face away from me. And I'm going to take this arm, and I'm going to straighten it, and then bend it. Now you can take the opposite leg back, and now everything is facing the back of the room. Shh. Shh. Now you can also add, the arm goes up, the hips are up, the arm bends. I drop my hips, and I lift, exhale. Inhale. Pull that belly in, squeeze those armpits. 3 and 2. One more. And 1. Bring it back around into that forearm plank. Woo! You can be on your knees with your feet flat. You can be off your knees, feet flexed. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, to your knees and stretch back in that child's pose. I like to reach my arms behind me just to release my shoulders. You deserve that. Head is heavy, no strain to the neck. Keep the core active. I'm pulling it in. Tail is pressing down. Gorgeous. Then we're going to bring it back up. We're going to come onto our side. So your head is going to match where mine is. You're going to mirror me. My top leg is going to grab onto the band. I'm going to put the band behind my toes. Try to have it centered. And I like to have it flat with my toes inside the band so it doesn't bunch up. We're going to come onto our side, and I'm going to use the back of my mat as a roller. Oh my goodness. Do we start late? Was it? Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. All right, prop your head up or lay all the way on your arm, but use the mat as a roller. So line up the back of your body. I'm going to slide my legs to the front. You choose how much resistance is on that band, but make it at least as tight as a guitar string. All right, I've got my fist into the mat. My shoulder is down, and you can even rest your arm on that rib cage.
I'm going to pry my top leg, hip height. Press it out a little longer. Your toes should face forward. So we're going to swing the leg forward, give a push, come right to center. Do that again. Forward, forward, center. Inhale. Forward towards me, back to center. And forward, forward. The band will get a little loose as you come forward. That's okay. Your belly is moving this leg. Now give me one more. Now if you are somebody who shouldn't go behind, you're going to still stay to the front. We're going to go behind. Back, give a push, back to center. So either you're going with me behind, or you're continuing going forward. And center. And boom, boom, center. Relax those shoulders. 2 more. And center. 1 more. Boom, boom. And then lower that leg. We're going to pry this top leg up. Point the toes to come down. So I didn't cue today, rotate your kneecap to the ceiling. I'm keeping my knee facing forward today. Lift up. Press that belly in. Inhale, push the bottom leg down. Exhale, get it longer, get it longer, get it longer. 1 more. Now hover this leg. Now I want you to go and tap the front of your mat. Give a little small little rainbow. Tap the back. And forward. My hand stays still, my shoulder stays down. I want you to use your belly as much as your outer thigh, outer hip, and glute. Can you feel anything on these? Yes. 2. And 1. Now hold it parallel. Right. Now let's go circles forward and pause. Round to come up. Notice I'm staying over my foot. I'm only going as high as my hip. Round to come up. Use your belly. Now I want you to reverse a direction. I'm still staying over that foot. I'm only going as high as my hip, and I'm pushing on that band. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and release. Okay, now I'm going to bend my knees in and come up onto my forearm. So I'm going to take this band, and I'm going to slide it up to where it's to the center of my upper thigh. Still on the same leg. So I just took it off my foot and slid it up. Like if you had a loop band, here's a loop. All right, now you're going to choose again how much resistance. These are clams. If you have a ball, you'd rather hold this, that's fine. That can be right there. But I want you to squeeze a lemon in that bottom armpit. I'm going to lift up, and down. Like that leg didn't work enough, right? So again, if this is like killing you, get rid of the band, right? I can do it and not even have any resistance on my band. Or maybe have a tiny bit or have a lot. So you're picking where it is. Notice my feet, they're staying together. I'm not collapsed on this shoulder. I want that shoulder heavy and this rib cage light. I exhale as I lift. Hopefully you feel something. Yes. Yes. And we go for 4. And 3. Yay. And 2. And 1. I'm going to let this band just get loose. I'm going to bring this leg behind me. Let the band go. Arm comes out a little further. And I'm going to come onto my forearm. Push that hip down. Now, if you want, you can lengthen that leg out. Yes, doesn't that feel good? And then bring it back in, and we'll switch sides. Quickly! Oh, we'll never get through everything. All right, so you're going to take that band flat behind the toes. Line yourself up with the back of your mat. You can be propped up or laying all the way down. Slide your legs to the front edge. Got my guitar string. Knuckles to the floor, shoulder connected to your back. I'm going to push that bottom leg down as I lift my top leg up. Bring it back down. Do that again. I want you to feel that opposition. Push that leg down. I'm only going as high as my hip. That bottom rib cage should be light. Lift and lower. Now hold this one up. Flex that foot. We're going to go forward, give a push back to center. Shh. Inhale. Shh. So it's a big push first, and then a little, and then come back to center. Shh. Now you're going to continue doing this if you cannot go behind. Otherwise, I'm going to go in reverse. Back, give a push, back to center. That bottom leg has to be your anchor. Take your time. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale. Yep. One more. Boop, boop. Lower it down. Now I'm going to lift up as high as I can. And reach, 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 reach. Inhale up. Exhale down. Still in parallel. Relax that shoulder. Push that bottom leg down. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale up. Exhale. Pull that belly in. One more. Now hover this leg, hip height, over top of that bottom foot. Now we're going to circle forward. It's round two, come up. Round two, come up. I pause around at the top. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's reverse. And 3. I think I'm out of order here, but we're going to do our little windshield wipers. So I tap to the front, lift up towards the back. My belly, my outer thigh, my glute are working to move this leg. I want you to first feel the belly, because everything comes from the core first. And tap, and tap. Hello. 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Bring the knees in. Keep that band where it is, but come up onto your forearm. Now this is where I just take my foot through that loop and slide it up to the center of my upper thigh for clam. So I want you to make sure you have your shoulder over your elbow. This is lifted. Squeeze a tennis ball or a lemon, and we lift up and down. And as I'm lifting up, I'm driving that bottom leg down. Yep. Keep this hip still, so don't rock it back. So maybe your range is going to be smaller then. Nothing else should move. 5 and 4 and 3, yes, and 2 and 1. I'm going to take that leg behind me. Just let go of your band. Okay, take this arm a little further out. Reach this one. Nice long diagonal. I'm going to lower to my forearm as I reach. Now, if you want, you can straighten that leg. As I reach this leg, an arm away in opposition. Slide it back in. Bring yourself up. Turn to face the center of the room. Okay, take the band flat behind the feet. So I'm going to start level 1 with teaser. Just a couple reps. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Oh, darn. Yeah, right. Okay, so our legs are just a fist width apart. That's it. Shoulders down. If you know you need more help coming up, you're going to walk your hands further down. If you know that you're stronger than that and you can bring yourself up with that momentum, you can be back here more. Okay? So we're going to nod the chin to your chest. We're going to exhale. You choose how far you come down. And then nod the chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Inhale. Up. Arms are long. Arms are long. Exhale. You don't have to go all the way back. You can stop halfway. You can stop at the base of your shoulder blades. Nod the chin to your chest. If you don't need your band, I'm going to fold it in half, take it off my feet, and here I go here. Tug on that band a little bit on the exhale. When I lift my head up, that's when I get my back heavy. So I can lift off that back. So if you got a tight lower back
and you can't feel that coming onto the mat, this is why you're not coming up. That back needs to be more flexible. Chin to chest. Next level, legs together. I'm going to zip my legs out to a Pilates V. I'll lower the arms and the torso and the head, not the legs, not the chin. Inhale. Bring those arms up. Exhale, melt. Eyes to belly. Inhale. There we go. Lift up. Exhale. Last one. Lift up. Arms up. Hug everything in. Woo. I'm going to take my legs as wide as my frame and tug my knees towards the shoulders. Relax the shoulders. Let the chest open. Gorgeous. Rock yourself up. I'm going to open up my band. And I'm going to try and do a raise this way. Now notice where my hands are. They are way out to the edges of my mat. Okay? So if you have a wrist issue like me, it's hard for me to be like this. This kind of takes away that hardship in the wrists. Okay? So I don't have my band too tight. My legs are straight. My shoulders and chest open. I'm going to tuck my tail, lift up through the band, come back down. Choose wisely how high you come up, okay? And again, just a little resistance. Squeeze your booty. Exhale. If it's too much resistance, get that band a little bit of a tuck towards you. My hands went further down. I lift up. Now I loosened it too much. And we'll just do one more. And shoulders go down. Look towards your toes. Inhale. Exhale. Flex your feet. Grab as far forward as you can and pull your torso closer. And then point your toes to stretch the tops of your feet. Head is heavy. Shoulders are melted. Yes. We're going to stack our spine up. We're going to bend our knees and draw the heels towards us. We did a lot of hip stuff today, so let's stretch them. I'm going to grab onto my ankles with my hands. My elbows will push my knees towards the floor. Shoulders are melted. Neck is relaxed. Don't end it on a bad note. Grab onto your toes and use that as leverage to pull your torso a little bit closer towards you. And again, relax those shoulders and neck. Yes. Zip it up. Lengthen those legs out. We're going to pull the right knee in towards us. We'll lie back. You can ditch the band. Don't need it. Just hug that knee towards you as you reach the opposite leg long. A different feeling is taking my knee towards the outside of that right shoulder. At the same time, I'm lengthening that left leg even longer. And I'll take my right toes to the floor, slide it out as I bring my other knee in. And as I pull this knee towards me, I lengthen the other leg away from me. If you would like, I just turn that knee and externally take it to the outside of that shoulder while that opposite hip is staying heavy on the floor. Yes. Bring both knees in. I'm going to take my knees as wide as my frame and tug them towards my shoulders. If you want, you can even rock it out. You deserve that. Nice and easy. I'll cross my ankles. I'll rock myself up. I'm going to sit nice and tall. Give me a nice big inhale up. Grow tall in your spine. No, don't collapse it on the exhale. Think of growing even taller. And give me one more. We'll inhale up. And exhale down. And you have made it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Way to go. That's right. Woo!